Fairy tales can come true. They can happen to you if you're young at heart.
Hi, my name's Caroline Roy. Welcome to my vlog, A Twirlie's Life in Paris. It's called that because I'm a twirlie, a dancer, and I live in Paris. Ta-da! It's my very, very first entry, and as part of my resolutions for 2017, I decided to keep a vlog. I just recorded something before, and when I watched it back, I don't know if anybody else finds this who videos themselves, I sounded so posh, and I don't really know why. So I've decided to record again and try to sound more like myself. I hope I don't sound that posh, and it just didn't sound like me at all. I don't know why. Anyway, so take two. Here I am in my apartment in Paris. So let me tell you about myself. I'm a professional dancer. I'm from England, Kent, and I live in Paris and have done for nearly 2 years with my boyfriend Morgan, who's French. The reason I decided to start a vlog for 2017 is I have a friend called Emily who started a vlog about her pregnancy. She's a personal trainer and wanted to talk about how it was affecting her training, help people with their workouts, and just talk about what it's like to be pregnant for the first time. So I started watching that and I got really hooked. She's a gorgeous girl, really confident and beautiful, and even though I'm not pregnant, I found it really interesting. Another reason I decided to do a vlog is because I love writing, and I started a blog last year and then for some reason deleted it all, and then decided I wanted to restart it. And when I've come to restart it this year, I've had to start from the beginning, and I'm using WordPress, which I find really, really complicated for some reason. And I don't really know why I find it so complicated. Maybe I'm just technologically stupid. But I have made my own websites before, and I just find it really confusing, and it's one of my resolutions is to tackle WordPress this year. I started to blog again, and I always seem to have these really good ideas about blogs and things that I want to talk about while I'm walking and while I'm in the street or on the metro. And then by the time I actually come to sit down to write, or I find the time to write, I feel like the moment's passed. I'm not in the flow and I can't seem to get the words out on paper. So as much as I love writing, I thought it might be fun to start a vlog where I can just sit at home and let all the thoughts tumble out of my head. And what I found quite interesting about watching my friend's blog is that she edits it, as do most people, because we're not robots and we make mistakes when we talk. And also I didn't mind at all like how it had been edited together to make it more succinct. So I thought, why not give it a go and see if anybody's interested in what I have to say. So what do I have to say? Well, as I said, I'm a professional dancer and I live in France now, and for the last 2 years I've been battling with the French language, the French administration system, health system, all sorts of things, and I love living in France, and I love Paris, and I find it charming and dirty and stressful and expensive and beautiful and romantic all at the same time. I definitely don't see it how a tourist sees it anymore, but I still really like it here. Having said that, my boyfriend and I are planning to move to the south, which is where he's from, and we spent the summer in Saint-Tropez, which sounds quite idyllic, with his family, and I've just passed my personal training qualifications in England, which transfer over to the EU. So I'm really looking to change careers in the not too distant future because I am 30 this year, I know, and I'm looking to do something that's a bit more stable and something that I'm still really passionate about, which is health and fitness and helping other people be the best they can be. So the plan for us is to actually move to the south of France this summer, which would be a massive change of pace of life, not living in the city anymore. We have to wait for a decision from Morgan's employers until February. We may know before, but probably won't know until February. Our lives are kind of hanging at the moment on hold, and we don't really know what we're going to be doing this time next year, but we're really hoping that we'll be able to move to the south, where it's going to be warmer, where I can start a business outdoors, where I can potentially start planning to put on a show, which is something I've always wanted to do, where we can be closer to his family and where we might be able to start our own family, which is something that I am really eager to do now. So that's our current situation. And I thought, given that I live quite an alternative lifestyle most of the time, and I've travelled as a dancer for the last 10 years, as my mum says, like a gypsy, I thought that it might be interesting to blog this year, or vlog this year, and see where it takes me, and if anybody has any questions who can relate to living in another country, a non-English speaking country, who has any advice for me or just wants to comment on what I'm talking about, it would be a really fun thing to do. So those are some of the reasons why I've started the blog. I'm a dancer in Paris, I'm English, I am here for love, and I also love living in France. I'm planning a career change, and I'm turning 30 this year. Lots of different exciting things. My French is not fluent, and it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would to learn to speak French, and partly because the last cabaret I worked for, we spoke in English because most of the girls were English and the choreographer is English, and also because when I met Morgan, my boyfriend, he didn't speak hardly any English and I didn't speak any French. I had my GCSE C grade level French, which I had obviously forgotten because that was a very long time ago. We met in London and we got on really well and became close really quickly and started to fly backwards and forwards to see each other. And he learned English in about 2 months, which has put me to shame. And so we spoke in English, and over 2 years on, we're still speaking in English because that's our habit now, and it's really difficult to break. And another one of our resolutions is to speak more French at home every day, which should really help me because I'm hoping to start a business, like I said, which will mean I'm kind of on my own. And although I'm hoping that I'll be able to work with international clients, which will give me a great advantage, I also want to be able to work with local people. And I feel I've got a good enough grasp of the language now that I can communicate with people, I can make people laugh, and I can explain what I need to explain. But I really want to bring my level up a bit higher before I start a business, because I still find speaking on the phone quite difficult and understanding what other people are saying when they speak really, really fast in French. So that's something that I need to work on this year, and hopefully will improve as the year goes on. So I work in a cabaret called Caesar Palace, Paris. It's just next to the Montparnasse Tower, and it's in the 15e, which is where I live, the 15th arrondissement. It's a really small cabaret. It's really, really good. I love my team. There's only 6 dancers, 2 boys and 4 girls, and we're a mixture of French and English and Australian. And we all get on really well, and we have a really, really good time at work, and that's lovely. And before that I worked in a different cabaret called La Nivelève, which is just next to the Moulin, and part owned by Moulin Rouge. Unfortunately, I'm too short for Lido or Moulin. I don't fulfil the height requirements, and I haven't managed to gain a contract for Crazy Horse yet, which is literally my dream contract. I've auditioned a few times for them and I've had a really positive response, but no contract so far. So still waiting on that one. So also this month I have a catwalk for Intermarché, which is a supermarket, coming up in January, which will probably be all in French. So I'll be doing a lot of nodding and smiling and je suis d'accord and tout ça. Trying to act like I know what's going on and not ask too many silly questions so that people want to employ me again. So yeah, that's exciting, and I'm sure over the course of 2017 I will do lots of other bits and bobs, and I'll also be really working towards changing my career to be a personal trainer. The company will be The Saint Trainer, so you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, and I also have a website. And I'm hoping, now that I've got my paperwork in order, that I'll be able to start personal training in Paris. But the main point of the Saint Trainer was to start a business in the south of France, hence the Saint, because a lot of places in the south of France are called Saint-Tropez, Saint-Maxime, Saint-Raphael, there's a lot of places with Saint in the title, so I was kind of playing on that, and also on the fact that I want to be able to raise people up and help them in some way to better themselves and to reach their goals. So that's kind of where the name came from. So that's enough of me rambling on for the moment. Just basically wanted to introduce myself and introduce my vlog and throw a couple of topics that I'll be talking about out there. I'm going to try and post weekly, so I'll see you again next week. Thanks for listening. Bye!
For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young